All right, so I am going to make a little video here on how to pre-log your day in advance to fit your macros. So I'm going to make this day for tomorrow completely comprised of the foods that I have on house, and I'm also going to be basically taking the route that I usually take, which is kind of I plug in a treat first and then build the day around that, making sure that everything fits my macros. So you're going to see some foods that look a little bit wonky, but I assure you not everything in my library is stuff that I actually use. Let's start out with a treat. Now, I'm going to just go with my kind of usual, which is Pop-Tarts. So I'm going to click on Pop-Tart. I'm going to pretend here that I want 2 Pop-Tarts because that's what's in a package. I'm going to make this actually a dessert treat. I'm going to go ahead and push this and log that. And now you'll see up here on the bar what's remaining. So the first thing I want to do is start to create my main meals for the day. And for each main meal, I want to think of a meal that I want to do, but I also want to really be thinking about protein. Right now, if I'm thinking about breakfasts, the things that I have on hand, I do have a few eggs. I'm really big on yogurt right now. I'm on a yogurt kick. I'm on a vanilla 000 yogurt kick, so I'm going to go ahead and add that as my breakfast right here, triple vanilla yogurt. I'm going to do 250 grams. Usually a cup of Greek yogurt is around like 227 grams or 220, somewhere in there. I'm just going with 250. I like to round up to even numbers. And you can see right there, it's 25 grams of protein. That's a really good, solid amount of protein for a meal. 20 to 30 grams. Whoops, I logged that under dessert. Let me fix that. Breakfast. Okay. Why did that happen? That wasn't supposed to happen. That was a mistake of the app. Let's delete that. Let's try that again. The vanilla 000, 250 grams to breakfast. Okay. They're a little bit out of order, but let's fix that really quick. Reorder the meals. There we go. All right. I know that I have berries, and I'm really on a berry vanilla yogurt kick with almond butter. So I'm going to go ahead and I have blueberries in house. Blueberries are in, as you can see at the bottom here, they're in my custom and favorites. But just in case you didn't know yet, if I go to buy brand and then Macros Inc. there at the top there, I'll use this search bar and look up blueberries. It pops up. Here we go. I'm gonna go for, let's see. Let's go with 50 grams. Just off the rip, why not? We'll just get this going. So I like to plug things in. I also have raspberries. I'll go with 50 grams of raspberries as well. I like to plug things in and not really worry about the numbers at first, and I'll show you what I mean. Initially, I'm just plugging in the items themselves. So now I'm going to go with the almond butter, which I drizzle on top. It's delicious. I'm going to go with 32 grams. That's 2 tablespoons. All right, so I've got my breakfast in there. I'm not looking at the numbers at the top on the bar. I'm just ignoring all the numbers so far. I'm just making meals that I want to eat. All right, for lunch, I am going to, let's see, what would I want to do for lunch? Let's say I wanted to do one of my meal prep meals, which I know is always, it's ground turkey, it's cooked white rice, and it's frozen broccoli. So if I start typing ground turkey, let's go with the turkey ground extra lean 93%. This is one of the Macros Inc. entries, as you can see. I'll change that to 100 grams. I'm going to put this under lunch. All right, next item, let's look up rice. white rice right here, cooked. Also Macros Inc. You can find that in the verified entry list as well. I'm going to change this to 100 grams of cooked white rice. And broccoli, I'm going to go with the same thing. 100 grams of this. Lunch. So now we have lunch in there. All right. I always keep Fairlife shakes or Premier Life, or I'm sorry, Premier. I think they're just called Premier Proteins. Fairlife shake. Here we go. Pops right off. Pops right up. I mean, it's going to be a snack. All right. And then dessert, or not dessert. Let's put in for dinner. What do I have on hand? Oh, I have pork. I have pork chops. That's something that I could make. Let's go to the Macros Inc. verified list. Macros Inc. up at the top. Let's look up pork. Okay. I like to track my meat cooked, actually. So you can see pork chops, roasted, grilled. That is good enough for me. It's a pork chop. Here we go. And when it comes to estimating meat for dinner, and you know, it's all in grams, we might not be familiar with that. Here's a really good rule of thumb. 1 ounce is equal to 28.35 grams, but you can just round up to 30 for ease. So when we're estimating the amount of meat that we're going to have at dinner, it's usually going to be 4 to 6 ounces of whatever lean meat. So 4 times 30 grams would be 120 grams. 6 ounces, 6 times 30 is 180 grams. So anywhere between 120 to 180 grams is probably an appropriate amount of pork to log, at least initially. You can always change this when you're going to plate it up. I'm going to go with 5 ounces, so 5 times 30 is 150 grams. I'm going to change this to dinner. I'll log it under dinner. And I also have Brussels sprouts. I'm going to look that up under the Macros Inc. as well. We do have Brussels sprouts. I don't have this item starred yet, but I am going to star it because then it'll add it to my custom and favorites. That top right-hand corner. Now it'll be in my custom and favorites. I'm also going to do 4 ounces worth. So 4 times 30, 120 grams. And for the starch, let's do, potato. Let's do a baked potato. All right, white potato. And I'm going to go ahead and guess on the weight here. Let's say that a potato might weigh 6 ounces, or maybe the portion of the potato that I'm going to take is 6 ounces. So I'm going to put 180 grams. All right. And on the potato, I'm going to get out of here and go to my custom and favorites. On the potato, I'll probably have some butter. Let's see. Well, looks like I don't have butter in grams. So I'm actually going to go to the Macros Inc. and see if they have butter. Whoops. Butter. Regular. Yep. All right, we've got it. Let's go with maybe 10 grams. That's a good place to start. Okay, so now I have a kind of an idea of a meal plan for the day. I'm going to start to look at my numbers now. So as you can see at the top, the meal plan that I've prepared for myself definitely hits my protein, but it's a bit over, so I could probably go back and shave down some of the protein items that I have. I'm going to keep my breakfast at 250 grams of the yogurt. I really like that size, but we could probably shave down some meat in the pork chop. Let's bring it down from 5 ounces down to 4. 4 times 30 is 120. Adjust this. Okay, now you can see my protein is much closer to the target. Now let's look over at fat is very close. We probably don't have to adjust anything there, but we could add, we're about 50 grams of carbs under my target. So in this case, I could really add in some snacks that are basically pure carbohydrate. I think one of the best things to do to add in snacks when really you just need carbs is some fruit or vegetables. When we're dieting, that's a great way to stay really satiated, is just adding in fruits and vegetables, especially lower calorie ones. I really like, I'm going to add a cucumber because a whole cucumber is one of the best things that you could include into your diet just to kind of help you with satiety. Now, a medium cucumber might be 10 or 12 ounces. Let's just go with 10 ounces, 10 times 30, 300 grams. And we'll make it a snack. Snack number 2. As you can see, very low calorie, and it's a lot of volume. Go ahead and add that. Still got quite a lot to fill in here. So let's go with an apple. Maybe I can get a little more carbs. All right, an apple. This is another thing that you might not necessarily know the weight of an apple. Just from experience, I'd say most apples will be between 7 to 12 ounces. So let's just kind of assume 10. We'll do, no. Let's do an 8-ounce apple. 8 times 30, 240 grams. We'll make this snack number 3. All right, now we're really close to our numbers, as you can see. We're a bit over on protein. I'm going to go back to my pork chops and shave it down by just 10 grams. We're getting really close. The protein there, I'm going to go up to my 000. I'm going to shave this portion down a smidge, just by 10 grams. All right, now we're really close to our protein. And we're very close to our carbs, very close to our fat. Let's see if we can just bulk up. Let's bulk up the portion of the berries in my first meal. Let's go to 75 grams each. See how that plays out for us, for our numbers. All right. We have a few more grams of fat in there, as you can see. Let's go to the butter and add a few grams of butter. Maybe we can just kind of bulk that up a little bit. There we go. So now, as you can see, I have created a meal plan for tomorrow that essentially fits my targets. Calorically, I'm only about 30 calories under where I should be for my goal. And that is more than sufficient. If we can fall within like 100 calories either direction, we are good. And generally speaking, if you can fall within 10 grams either direction of your protein, 10 grams either direction of your carbs, and 5 grams either way of your fat, you are golden. So I hope that this was really helpful. And if you have any questions for me, please let me